Welcome to Football is Life. Today we're here to talk about Reggie Bush, arguably one of the greatest running backs to ever play the position in college football history. He changed the way the position was played. He brought the flashy juke style of running to the game. He was built like a receiver, but he ran like a running back. This is the story of what happened to Reggie Bush. Let's get it. Reggie Bush was born in 1985 in Spring Valley in San Diego County, California, and named after his biological father, George Bush Sr. Reggie Bush was a running back, and he played running back at Helix High School in Los Mesa, California. While at Helix High School, he played with the 2004 Heisman Trophy finalist and first overall pick in the 2005 NFL Draft, Alex Smith. And we all know what happened to Alex Smith in his career. He played with Kansas City, went on to play with the Washington football team, and he had a alright career. I know that team was built with nothing but dogs. You had Alex Smith at quarterback. You had Reggie Bush at running back. And ain't no telling who they had at receiver. That team probably went undefeated that season. During his prep career with the Helix Highlanders, Reggie Bush won the prestigious Silver Pigskin Trophy Award. And later on in 2004, Reggie Bush and Alex Smith were later finalists for the 2004 Heisman Trophy, making it the first time the Helix High School had two finalists at the same time in the same ceremony. That was big, bro. Reggie Bush was one of them guys, even all the way back to his high school days. Considered a 5-star recruit by Rivals.com, Reggie Bush was listed the number one running back in the nation in 2003. With all that being said, you the number one running back in the nation. You probably can pick any school under the sun to go to. You could pick over here, LSU. You could probably go to Alabama. You probably could have went to Florida. But no, he chose USC. Reggie Bush received an athletic scholarship to attend the University of Southern California, where he played for the Trojans from years 2003 to year 2005. He played under coach Pete Carroll. You know what I'm saying? And we all know Pete Carroll. He coached USC. He went on to the NFL and started coaching the Seattle Seahawks. Very good coach. Salute. When Pete Carroll recruited Reggie Bush, he envisioned using him as a five-way threat. That's crazy. A five-way threat? I told you this guy had the body of a wide receiver, but he ran like a running back. The freshman quickly proved effective in carrying, catching, throwing, and returning the ball. Bush was a consistent first-team freshman All-American selection in 2003 and became the first Trojan since Anthony Davis in 1974 to lead the Pacific 10 Conference in kickoff returns. That's crazy. So this dude comes through the door as a freshman. The coach already wants him as a five-way threat. He comes in and he breaks a record that has been standing ever since 1974. That is crazy, man. His 1,331 yards all-purpose yards set a USC freshman record. The ESPN Pac-10 Newcomer of the Year also amassed 521 rushing yards that year with 3 touchdowns on 91 carries. That's crazy. We all know freshmen don't play in college football. You normally get redshirted. You got to sit out a year. You got to sit back and watch how the game is played. Then you get thrown in there. But to come in the game as a freshman in college and you put up numbers like this, that's crazy. We all know that NFL is going to be in your future. In 2004, Reggie Bush finished 5th in the Heisman voting and was named the team's MVP. He earned consensus All-American honors and was a finalist for the Walter Camp Player of the Year award. He finished second on the team with 143 carries for 908 yards, a 6.3 average, and 6 touchdowns, adding 509 yards and 7 scores on 43 receptions, averaging 11.8 per catch. Bush returned 21 kickoffs for 537 yards and 24 punts for 376 yards. He became the first Trojan since Marcus Allen to lead the Pac-10 in all-purpose yardage, totaling 2,330 yards. He also threw for 1 touchdown, tossing a 52-yard bomb in a scoring strike. That was crazy. This guy was all over the field, bro. In 2005, Bush was a unanimous first-team All-American and winner of the Heisman Trophy. He was also named the Associated Press College Football Player of the Year. In addition to the Walter Camp Award, Bush also won the DOAC Walker Award, which is given to the nation's best running back. He led the nation with an average of 222.3 all-purpose yards per game and finished fourth in NCAA Division I-A ranks with an average of 133.85 rushing yards per game. He set the Pac-10 record for all-purpose yards in the game with 513. Reggie Bush only started 14 times in 39 games at USC. And that's crazy. You only start 14 games out of 39. So you only started maybe 30-40% of the time, but you put up crazy numbers like that. Imagine if he started 39 of those games. 39 of those games. That was crazy. But however, him only started 14 games. He finished 10th in NCAA 1A history with 6,500 all-purpose yards. That's crazy. By the end of the 2005 season, Bush had amassed 2,611 all-purpose yards and scored 18 touchdowns. That was crazy. He was awarded the Heisman Trophy on December 10th, 2005. He had 784 first-place votes, while the University of Texas Longhorns quarterback Vince Young finished second with 79 first-place votes. That was crazy. We all know Vince Young also won a national championship with the University of Texas. He was a beast. That finalist of the Heisman Trophy that year was big. It was Matt Leinart, Vince Young. It was Reggie Bush. Man, they had some crazy finalists that year. In 2006, reports surfaced raising questions about whether Bush family received gifts in violation of NCAA policy. School requested that the conference investigate the matter, and Bush denied any impropriety. So a sports agent, Lloyd Lake, sued Bush and his family in November 2007 in an effort to recoup $291,600 in cash and gifts that he claimed that he allegedly gave to him. Lake also agreed to cooperate with the NCAA. In April 2009, the Los Angeles Times reported that the NCAA had merged its investigations of Bush and former USC basketball player O.J. Mayo in a single probe of the Trojans' athletic programs. On December 28, 2009, it was announced that Bush had lost his bid for confidential arbitration in the matter. That case will proceed to trial. The case was settled in April 2010. On June 10, 2010, the NCAA announced major sanctions against USC. The NCAA found that Bush had received lavish gifts from Lake and his partner Michael Michaels from at least December 2004 onward, including the limousine ride to the 2005 Heisman Trophy presentation. As a result, USC was given 4 years of probation and forced to vacate its last 2 wins of the 2004 season, including the 2005 Orange Bowl. The Trojans were also banned from bowl games in 2010 and 2011 and lost 30 scholarships over 3 years. Running backs coach Todd McNair was banned from off-campus recruiting for 1 year after the NCAA determined that he had known about Bush dealings with the agent. McNair sued the NCAA for damages related to his dismissal, and the NCAA lost. The judge in the case found the NCAA conducted the USC investigation that McNair was with malice. The NCAA also forced USC to disassociate itself from Reggie Bush. That's crazy, man. Just to think, you put up all these numbers for this school. You done been going there for like 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? You put up all these numbers, and all of a sudden, it comes back to bite you in the behind because you think that all the numbers that you put up, it will equal up to something. But no, the NCAA was not playing it back then. Now I'm glad that you can get paid for your likeness. This is for like kids like Mikey Williams and the other people moving forward can be able to get that money to actually help their family and put them in a better position before they get to able to touch that NFL money. In 2006, Bush elected to forgo his senior season at USC and declared himself eligible for the NFL draft. Bush's on-field performances made him a contender for the top pick in the 2006 NFL draft, and he also made an impressive appearance at USC highly publicized postseason pro day. He ran the 40-yard dash in 4.33 seconds. That is crazy. This man ran a 4.3 in the 40-yard dash. And look, this man was running like Barry Sanders. He was running like somebody was chasing him. He was running like it was no tomorrow. This is crazy. Draft analysts predicted that he would be the first overall pick in the draft, held by the Houston Texans. However, in a surprisingly move on the night before the draft, the Texans signed Mario Williams, a defensive end from North Carolina State University, meaning that Bush would not be the first draft pick. That was crazy. The Houston Texans, you made a big mistake. Reggie Bush was drafted second overall by the Saints in the 2006 NFL Draft. The Houston Texans' decision not to take Bush was derived by many sports analysts at the time. ESPN commentator Les Pasquarelli claimed that Houston selecting Williams ahead of Bush was one of the biggest mistakes made in NFL draft history. On April 26, 2006, 3 days prior to the draft, Bush had signed a multi-year endorsement with Adidas to promote football and training clothes and help the athletic sportswear company launch cleats in 2007. Look, man, you put in all this pain, blood, sweat, and tears for a college university. The only thing they give you is room and board. Like, you should be able to get paid for that. And I'm glad the NCAA finally is changing the rules in that of today. Players like Reggie Bush need to get the Heisman Trophy revacated to him, because I'm thinking they took that from him. That's something, it's a part of history for him, man. Give that man back that trophy, you know what I'm saying? Bush's selection by the New Orleans Saints in the NFL Draft generated excitement and celebration among the Saints fans. By the end of the week after the draft, Reebok reported receiving over 15,000 orders for Bush's Saints jersey. That is crazy. This man was a star. He was a star in high school. He was a star in college. He was a star in the NFL. He went along to win the Super Bowl, man. You know what I'm saying? This dude won the Super Bowl with Drew Brees. 2009, they won the Super Bowl. There's a lot that can be talked about with Reggie Bush. What happened to him, Reggie Bush, is still one of the greatest college football players that ever played the game at the running back position. He went to the NFL. He won a Super Bowl in 2009. This man has done it all. After the Saints, he got traded to the Dolphins. He went over there. He did his thing for a couple of years. He still had football left in his tank. Reggie Bush didn't want to retire. You know what I'm saying? He's seen his future still playing football. He even played with the Buffalo Bills in 2016 on a one-year deal. On December 15, 2017, Bush announced his retirement from the NFL. On June 5, 2019, Reggie Bush was inducted to the New Orleans Saints Hall of Fame. After football, Reggie Bush has become a great analyst, man. I'm pretty sure he done sat back, had kids, got married. You know what I'm saying? This dude is one of the greatest running backs, and he transferred in his career into the analyst role. And I'm pretty sure he's somewhere talking about college football right now. So salute to Reggie Bush. This is the story of what happened to Reggie Bush. I'm the homie Hood Legend. Until next time, we out.